Yeah, there we go. Hello, welcome back to my Twitch channel. I feel like I'm out of frame here. Guess that kind of works. And today we are looking at the Catacomb Apocalypse, and it is a direct sequel, I believe, to Abyss. And let's do this. So we have just entered into this, what is this place called? The Town of Morbidity is where we came from. And we are now in this area. So, ooh. Alright, so we need a red key for that. So the pentagrams. Dang, I didn't get to see. So it's the quilts, but that one doesn't destroy. That one we need a yellow key. That leaves us with excellent. What a way to start this level. Alright. So, we don't know which one of these will explode, but we do know that they have to have these, drapes. Wait, is that another? Alright, so that's the green one. So we have the keys to those two side doors. Oh, okay. I started this game on Novice, just like last time. And those guys went down in one hit. Alright, it doesn't look like any of these can be destroyed. I feel like something's off here, though. Oh, nope, we're good. We're good. Yep, I found. Remember, I was having problems last time. Anytime I would strafe and quick turn at the same time, I would alt tab out of the game. I found out that quick turn has an alternate binding on V, so I can put quick turn there. Oh wait, yeah, and I can have alt on the trigger, and I can have both of them separate, accidentally press them together, and not have to worry about it. Alright, so that still stops the game to do those. I'm actually not expecting much different here. I'm kind of viewing this as an expansion pack to Abyss, or maybe maybe an extra episode is what they would have been in starting with Doom. Maybe Wolf had extra episodes. Or even like Commander Keen used the shareware to supply the first episode, and then you would purchase the next ones. Ooh, there we go. Come on. What is that? No, come on. I mean, it's not like I'm not gonna have 100 of each of these spells by the end of the game anyways, but still. Another red key. I kind of remember that at the end of Abyss, where we could have multiple colors of the same key in a dungeon. But it still kind of catches me off guard because we really haven't seen anything like that up until Abyss, and even then it was up to later levels. So to start off the game with something like that, they're really expecting you to have played the first one, to know what's up. Alright, so where to next? I got a red and a yellow, and I'm already a little lost. There we go. Alright, that is the beginning of the level, which means this would be the green key. There's nothing in those crevices. Let's see if I missed something over here. I did. Alright, let's see where this goes. That was unfortunate. Come on. Whoa. So they can't go past items, forcing me to destroy one. I saw that. Alright, so now I got the green key to get out of here, which leaves me with extra keys. I wonder if they're going to carry over. I mean, I don't think they could. I mean, they could require you to carry keys over from other levels. But I think that would be real bad game design, because you could eventually get stuck. So let's see if we get to keep our red key. We do. Well, that could have been handy. Alright, so let's save our game here. Actually, now that I think about it, that might not have been... Yeah, okay, so that wasn't a level change. Which makes sense because they would usually pop up and ask you, do you want to proceed to the next level? Which is what that door is for. And it took my red key. Okay, so far anyways, it still requires the set amount of keys per level. Alright, we got a black floor this time, which is unique. Yep, that's an enemy. Okay. Interesting death animation. We're actually already... I believe the zombies are a different sprite. I'm gonna get ambushed in here. Maybe not. I believe the zombies are a different sprite. That creates a permanent obstacle. The zombies are a different spread already, and we've seen 2 new enemies. The spiders in the trees. So right off the bat, they are letting us know that this is not just a map pack, that they have more stuff in here. Dang, I did blow up that chest. Okay, that's not cool. What's going on? So they're not just obstacles. Alright, so these trees burn. So we've never had an enemy like this at all in the entire time we've been doing this whole flashback series. But you actually need to pay attention to where you kill the enemy, because they create a damaging hazard wherever they were. Dang, looks like the only reason to come in here was those chests, and I lost a lot of life and destroyed those chests. Golly. And this place was empty, right? Okay, here we go. So I want to take them out as soon as possible where they stand. I wish I had known what was on that wall and the eyes. Alright, so we're taking out walls with eyes on this level. Not all walls with eyes, though, apparently. So where does that put us? Oh, hello there, one viewer. We are playing Catacomb Armageddon today. It's the second game in the Catacomb trilogy. And the second game on this channel that was not made by, not DOS, id Software, the guys behind Doom and Wolfenstein. We actually haven't made it to Doom and Wolfenstein yet, as we are chronicling our way through these first-person shooter titles. They are coming up, though. But so far, we're working with, we were playing games that came out before then. Alright, so, gotta go back over here and see if there's any walls I missed. Yep, there's a wall that I didn't get. Alright. Are you not gonna try to attack me? That doesn't make me feel better. Alright, so now we got enemies that may or may not attack. I don't know if we had anything like that earlier either, where we had enemies that, attacked on a condition. Those green trees only attacked once I destroyed that wall. What? Oh, okay, I'm on the other side, so I've made a big circle now. And it's interesting to note that we can't actually be blocked by these enemies. We walk through them, they do deal damage, but they don't actually block us from moving. Those little thunder flashes are nice too. Alright. Y'all come out here where I can get around here. How does that sound? So I am liking these trees very little. I appreciate them from a technical standpoint, from a evolutionary standpoint as far as enemies and level design go. I never want to see them again in my life though. But something tells me they are going to be a recurring nuisance in this game. Alright, I appear to have missed something vital. There's a green key in here somewhere, and I just have no idea where. These burning trees are also making backtracking much more difficult than it should be. Alright, so there's the green door. And once again, we've made a complete circuit, and I still am no closer to understanding where this key is. I feel like I'm missing something real obvious. Come on. Something else I've noticed so far is that I have not seen a single potion out in the wild. I mean, I got 9, but they were all from treasure chests. Oh, you know what? I am missing a single piece of software. Let me pull this up real quick. Set background color to red. Let's see, no gyro. Alright. I've been back here. I feel like I've been everywhere. And I'm just no closer to figuring out where this last key is. And the thing is, this is what, level 2? This does not bode well for the rest of the run. Come on. There are a lot of trees in here. Alright, so far we're doing alright. I can just keep all these guys out of the middle. I don't even need to worry about that. lots more trees again. But I sense Alright. I'm gonna heal up in a second. I can take a few more hits. Just hope I don't cut this too close. Yeah, I think 13's enough. No healing potions out of that though, of course. Alright. I don't know where this bat went. Alright, so we're gonna have to eat some damage here. But I guess this was necessary because we didn't really use potions all too much in the first game. Having mostly melee enemies meant that having predominantly melee enemies meant that we ended up with a lot of scenarios where you just didn't take damage. And I mean, I was at like 100 potions at the end of the game. And I think they're just trying to make the game a little bit more difficult by forcing these situations where you're going to take damage. And that's alright. That's that's not a bad thing at all. I mean, you certainly don't want to make your game too easy that it's a pushover, because then you end up pushing people away from it who would have probably liked it, but just didn't feel challenged enough while they were playing it. Which is probably why these basic zombies take 2 hits on novice instead of 1. Alright, so I'm not really sure how I'm telling... Hello, the viewer. Please be sure to jump into chat if you're curious about anything. This game is called Catacomb Armageddon. It is the second game in the Catacomb Adventure Trilogy, and is the second game on the channel to not be an id first-person shooter. And id are the guys who made Doom and Wolfenstein. So it's interesting to see the stuff that came out before Wolfenstein, which a lot of people confuse with being one of the confused with being the first-person shooter. Are those bunnies safe? Alright, that's cool. We didn't have bunnies in the last game. Just another one of those minor improvements that they've made. Okay, okay. That caught me off guard. I don't like those bunnies anymore now. Okay. See, I know now. I'm gonna get this key, I'm gonna blast y'all. Alright. So, that was good. That was one of those little enhancements by changing up the enemy types from the last game that I'm actually enjoying. Those trees from the last level, there were these enemy trees, and when you killed them, they got set on fire and acted as damage-dealing hazards. That's not cool, because this game you don't really have much control about where you kill an enemy, since we don't have, fine mouse aiming. And so they just kind of haphazardly got left around, and I ended up eating a lot of damage just trying to backtrack and navigate, trying to find these keys. Alright. Whoa! That's that's a new texture. We have not seen any buildings, so to speak. I mean, I know it's just a textured wall. But it's still something new, just kind of seeing how the graphics and the genre have evolved over time. Come on, I know you're gonna transform. Alright. Yeah, developers, you ain't get me this. Oh. Come on. Alright. There's a lot of love on this this building. You guys got a lot of defenses. Alright, so I'm just gonna come out and say this. This game is infinitely more difficult than the last. They are really ramping up the number of enemies out there. What's going on in here? Existential Egg, if you are in the chat, thank you for the follow. And alright. It's kind of weird that this thing was a dead end. Oh, it didn't take my key though, so I guess I gotta find the yellow door key. Should have been paying more attention coming through here too. Alright. Hopefully this leads somewhere good. I feel like I've killed more enemies on this single level than I did in the entire last game. No. You guys come out here. I am not destroying any more chests. Come on. I see you. Alright, so we are up to 2 yellow keys, and I've seen 0 yellow doors. That's where, yep, that's the beginning of the level. Okay. Glad I didn't miss that. Your turn. Come on. Two more gems, and we'll have a complete set. We'll be able to see all the enemies on the map. Holy jeez. Wow. Everybody wants to email me at the same time. Alright, I think this is where we found the first key. Yeah. So, I'm pretty sure this side has been fully explored. So then we got left, which is dead end, and we got right, we got left. Alright, so we got 2 paths here. I'm not sure which one I have or have not been down. I'm gonna say I have not been down this one yet. Alright, so we got these warlocks now. as the only ranged enemy from the first game, I'm not a real big fan of them. They're easily the most dangerous thing we had in the first game. Ah, got him. Now the compass was not something I really had to use much in the first game, but they are swarming me with enemies this time around. They're coming at me from all sorts of different angles. It is certainly yeah, let's go to the Lost City. Certainly a different game this time around. Not so easy. So we need a red key. We should probably save too. Alright, we got skeletons now. Now, since they've been changing up the game so much, I would not be surprised if these skeletons could come back to life. That seems like something that would be right up their alley with all these bait and switches and catch me off guard. Alright, we're rocking a 56 health percentage right now, which isn't exactly low. Ain't too great though. I have no idea how I did not take damage there. Alright. Alright. We got it. Nice. There's gem number 4. And I wonder how much of the decision to use more enemies was based on the fact that I didn't really need to use the compass last time, so the gems didn't really mean much. Oh, I guess that'll be over here then. No. This is an enemy right here. Yeah, I'm tired of getting tricked. Now, something that I'm kind of enjoying in this game is that so far there has been a different enemy set to each level. I mean, the bats have kind of been in a few of them, but for the most part, we've had different enemies in each level. We've had the zombies. Oh wait, that's where I came from. Skeletons. We've had the trees. What do we have last time? We had rabbits, and now we have the skeletons and the medusas, the serpents. Oh, and the warlocks. And I'm sure we'll begin to see more of them. But it's very nice that they're introducing them each individually and, you know, one at a time, so you can get used to fighting them, figure out what their strengths and weaknesses are, how they attack, how they surprise you. However, I do have a critique about it, and that is that it's primarily aesthetic. I mean, between the bunnies and the Medusas, there's no difference between them. You can see them before they attack, and once they've attacked, they have about the same amount of health each, and they're both melee based, and they don't do anything upon death. Not in the way that the trees are also like the Medusa and the bunnies, in that they are stationary statues that you can't hurt until they come to life. But after you kill them, they create hazards. So it's a distinction between, say, the bunnies. And it might be a minor distinction, but it creates difficulty. The bunnies, you can kill however you want, and the trees kind of take a little bit extra thinking so that you can try to place them in areas that don't damage you. And so the game should have started with the bunnies and then moved to the trees. You teach about the stationary mode where you can't hurt them, and then you show transformation, and then from there you make the next enemy type, which has those attributes plus the ability to create hazards. I also think it's kind of strange to start with the zombies, which is also what they did in the first game, because the zombies, unlike the skeletons, start in the ground and they can pop up anywhere, whereas the skeletons are in preset areas. You know exactly where the skeleton's going to be when he attacks you. Or, well, you know, you can't get run up behind on, I guess is what I'm trying to say. They can't spawn in behind you. The skeletons are a basic enemy. When you open a door, go through something, they're there, you see them, you shoot them. Zombies can pop up anywhere though. They can flank you. They are a little different from the skeletons. And should have been introduced second, I think. Oh, just wasted a spell, because apparently you can't press the enter key to skip that. So I guess I'll be picking up the red key in here. That could have been real bad, but I'm glad that I read Chamber of Dark Fears. And as soon as I started seeing the walls go, I knew just like back up, take them out as they come in through the door. Alright. Next level. Oh, it's in my pocket. Let's get this game saved. I probably should make a shortcut for putting my name in. Maybe I'll do that for the final game in the trilogy, Apocalypse. Alright. I am very appreciative of these large hitboxes on these enemies. Okay. Okay, we're doing this, huh? I hate these portals. these portals so much. Get some healing done, and I guess we'll port back. And we'll open this door. Okay, that legitimately scared me. It really should not have. There's no reason that should have scared me. Whoa, 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 whoa. I honestly was not expecting that to happen. Alright. That's kind of what I was expecting. None of those would be hidden. Alright, so at least this one's not an open room. I feel much safer in corridors. Oh, we got two Medusas down there now? Alright. That takes care of that. More Medusa. Let's go. Come on, what's y'all's trigger? So what's the point of coming down here? Was there a point coming down here? Alright, so yeah, there's definitely a point going down here. Cool. Huh. Alright, let's see where this takes us. Oh, no. Okay, that was nice. But we actually ended up fairly unscathed, so I'm kind of happy about that. Let's go back to the main room and see if these two keys will get us to the next level. Wait, what? Oh, yeah. I was like, wait a minute. No. Yes, I need to get by you. Can you just let me by? That'd be great. That was a weird trigger. But whatever. So that's a cool thing going on there. What do we got here? Oh, these are just regular skeletons. But now they have a dormant mode. They might even have more health than their regular variants. Blood wall? Yellow wall? Dang, wish I had seen that before I detonated it. Oh yeah, we definitely have more health. Alright, so there's bloodstains. Maybe they don't have more health? Maybe their shields actually work. I mean, I don't know if that's too advanced for this or not, but... some of these go down in 3 and some of them don't. There doesn't seem to be any consistency. Sometimes it's a wall zombie, a shackled zombie, skeleton actually. It's a shackled one, sometimes it's just a dormant one. Hey, how'd this happen? That's where the key was. Huh. Alright, here we go. Now we're back out here. I was gonna say, I did not waste a key on a literal dead end. Alright, so gonna have to find a key to come back to that. But that's okay. See if there's any more unlocked doors. Yep. Alright. Let's open these chests. I'm kind of hoping one of these is destructible. Because if not, I'm kind of keyless. Oh, okay, so the store open, so we're good on that. That's probably the biggest issue I have with these games, even going back to Hover Tank, just having a single weapon. And I mean, I understand that the Catacomb that this was based on only had one. I mean, it had the charge-up shot too, and I think it's kind of strange that Softdisk ended up getting rid of that, even though it kept it in Catacomb 3D. But I understand why they got rid of it, because it really wasn't too useful compared to just mashing the control button. Come on. I mean, even right here, some of these bosses or enemies I have. Hello there, single viewer whose name I do not know. Feel free to speak up in chat. If you have any questions about this, this is Catacomb Armageddon. It's the second game in the Catacomb Adventure trilogy, based off of Catacomb 3D, which is actually made by id. It's a first-person shooter that came out before Wolfenstein, which is cool because a lot of people misattribute Wolfenstein as being the first-person shooter. I don't remember what I was rambling about now. Something about oh wait, I got the yellow key now. I don't remember what I was rambling about, but let's go put this yellow key in a yellow door. If I can remember how to get there. Yeah, this was the way somewhere around here. Went through here. Oh, here we go. Yep, this is the way. I thought this. No, this was the way for the yellow key. Where is the way for the door? Oh, dang. There's got to be another door that I'm just missing. That's where we started. Both of these doors are unlocked. I'm pretty sure. Is there one in here? No. Here. There's the door. Alright. Let us enter this new area. Okay, so that's interesting. We got electricity now. That is something that we will see in Blakestone, but I think Blakestone's a little later. I don't remember Doom having anything like that. Alright, so I need a green key for that. This one. Okay, we can just shoot electricity then. Lesson learned. Empty cage. Blood on the wall? Yep. Rust on the wall too. So basically, any unclean wall is going to be a hidden area. Alright. I'm not destroying any more chests, y'all. Both? Yeah, we got them both. Good, good. Sitting right here, I feel like we're pretty far into the game. We're on level 6 or 7. If it's like the first one, we're almost about to get to the halfway point, assuming that there's just 9 again. And I barely have any healing potions. And I just feel like that's the tone of this game. Well, I probably should be using more of my zappers. But this one is just not about you know, being super powerful like we were in the first one. Oh, what did I hit? Oh. Softdisk really wanted the player in this one to feel a little, I don't want to say helpless, but a little more powerless. This wasn't a time to just romp around and you know, dungeon crawl and be this powerful wizard who can stop everything. This one was certainly meant to be a little more... Oh, I thought I said used a red kit. I ain't got one. Those exterminator spells take those out real nice. But there's definitely not as many potions this time around. Enemies are taking more damage on the whole. I mean, even 32 potions is generous. I mean, each potion gives you 100 health, so you can think of each potion as a 1-up, so to speak. And even at 32, that's 32 chances to come back from full health. I mean, to come back from death at full health. They're not instant use, so they're not completely broken in that regard, but the idea is similar. And even that right there is kind of a powerful idea. That I can let myself get close to death. There we go. Nope. I can let myself get close to death 32 times. It's not as... It doesn't make you feel as powerful as the last game where you were hitting 99 health potions. You pretty much had no chance of dying. You could use them even at half health and have plenty to do that throughout the whole game. But the idea still stands. That 32 is even a lot, and that's withholding it, making the player feel a little powerless. Alright, so I'm pretty sure I've done everything over here. We gotta go back to the other side. This level is getting me turned around a little bit. There's a little bit too much of it that's too samey. Having a real difficult trouble mentally visualizing this area. And there are even occasions when I feel like I'm completely lost and I turn a corner. I'm like, oh, I know where I am. I was just here a second ago. How did I get here when I thought I was doing this other thing? Yeah, that's a storage room. That's a hidden area behind walls. It's a holding cell with an area behind the walls. So that's it. Where's this other door? Come on. There we go. Nice. We are entering the ant colony. No, 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 no. Not these guys again. Although, honestly, when you think about them, they're just like every other dormant enemy in the game. In a sense, they're very much like the Medusas and the dormant skeletons. Grass on the floor. You can see where they are, you can't attack them until they wake up, and they're melee based. Alright. That was a damage sprite. That was a very unique damage sprite. Oh. The killed sprite is strange too. Actually don't take that many hits, which is interesting given their size. Usually the larger enemies have a lot of health. They are definitely bullet spongy. Something else I think we can think about is that, you know, I was asking if I thought maybe the increased enemy wave size had something to do with the fact that I didn't really have a need for the compass. So they had a little bit of gameplay design choices that would make one of their mechanics more interesting, more useful. And I definitely think that there might be some truth to that. I would be interested to see what you know, Softdisk. Well, they might not be working at Softdisk anymore, but what some of the developers would say about that. But I think another choice that, or another reason I might have chosen to go that way, is to make the exterminator spell more useful. Because we already have a use for the zappers, and that's the continuous stream attack. This one, like a machine gun, and you can achieve that same effect just by mashing the control key. But, you know, maybe people don't want to mash it. They don't want to break the keyboard. They don't want to strain their arm or whatever. So, you know, you use the spell sometimes, and I do it too, just to apply some quick damage. I think it was more interesting in Catacomb 3D when it launched fully charged bolts rather than the basic bolts. I think it was more useful then because you couldn't fire those more rapidly. But with the Exterminator, it fires around you. It shoots out in an arc. You got one in front and two to the sides. Maybe there's, yep, some go out the back too. If you look on the radar, you can actually see a few go out behind me. And all in all, that was never really useful. You know, it was, you got one hit off of everyone around you. And again, in 3D, it made a little bit more sense because you were... In 3D, it made a little bit more sense because they were firing fully charged bolts, but in here, nothing dies in one hit. Not even on Novice anymore. Well, the bats do. But it would make more sense to just look at the enemy and shoot at them. And that is what happened in Abyss. I barely ever used that. The zappers I pulled out every now and then when I really needed the fast damage on some of those end beasts that just had ridiculously high health pools. But I never used the Exterminators. And that's because I never got swarmed. But especially with these ants, I'm noticing that we're getting up to 15 enemies on a screen at a time, and there's definitely a case for the Exterminators if you don't play safe. If you play a little reckless and run into a bunch of them, I mean, that could be a game changer. You fire off 2 of them and take out everybody in the room. Or at least give yourself enough room to breathe and get out. So, get out of harm's way. So, I mean, there's probably definitely a little bit of truth to that as well as to why they increased the enemy count. It might not have just been the to make the map more useful, the compass, the enemy radar, or whatever you want to call it. It might have had something to do with making the spells more useful as well. Alright, so this way is definitely a dead end. This way is where I just was. So I would say this is the furthest away that it should be for me to backtrack. Which means the only way for me to backtrack would be back here, and I can't find that door. There should be an opening around here for me to walk through. But I feel like this dead ends too. Oh, dang, there it is. Alright, then we got this opening. Okay, so I'm going in circles here. And since I know I'm going in circles, I should be able to get out of this cycle of going in circles easier. Alright, finally starting to get a mental map of this area. I say that as I get totally lost. There we go. Central chamber. Southern tunnel. Twisting northern tunnels. Musty northern passage. Yep. Alright, this one is getting to me. Much like the last one, this one. I think I've been talking for a while without any sound. Alright, twisting northern tunnels. I'm gonna cut up through here and we got the green door. Alright. I am so done with this level. If that's not a yellow door, I quit. The Hall of the Wretched Pox. Alright, I'm going to pause this for a second and I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. Just had to get a little refreshment, some water. Been coughing a little. No, white stone is not the one that we're going to be destroying this time. Is it? What is that sound? That was annoying. Okay, those guys appear to hurt just a little bit. I don't have any keys, so I'm going to check this out. Red. Alright. Slime walls. There's something about these older labyrinthine FPS maps that I don't know how to say it. I guess it has something to do with the way that we explore them, and in a sense the way that we conquer the map itself. There's exploration, there's understanding, there's memorization, and you know, in the later games like Duke, where we actually get a jump button, you know, there's some traversal mastery of the area too. And all of that just kind of combines together to allow the player to obtain a mastery of a world, of an area. And it's something that we don't get to see in modern day FPS design very much. I mean, in a lot of ways, FPS level design, the levels themselves are an enemy as well, on top of, you know, the enemies that you're fighting. The level itself provides difficulty in navigation, in traps, you know, traversal. There's a lot of ways that the level itself can be an antagonist. Oh yeah, I know where we're going. To the player. And that's something we don't see anymore except in open world games, which is why I think they've become so popular. I'm not a real big fan of the genre as it is, but that's mostly based on what they end up doing with the open world, not so much the open world itself. And I seriously believe that there's a lot of people who enjoy the mastery of an area. They don't want to just have a level designed to be a playground that they can, not even like a playground, just like a spectacle designed to be played, to be viewed, which is what, like Call of Duty and Battlefield and a lot of modern, maybe not modern AAA, because we have Machine Games working on, the Wolfenstein franchise. Doom's come back. First-person open world has been pretty big with Bethesda. But maybe like the mid 2000s, early 2010s FPS design, where it was just linear corridors, you go from here to there, and you just keep pushing forward. And I think we got a new enemy. Succubus. Excellent. I think a lot of people didn't like that. That's not to say that they didn't enjoy playing it while they had it, but I think it wore on people very quickly. And I would not be surprised to find out if a lot of open world fans weren't so much fans of the open world games as they were fans of the ability to conquer an area, to master a space that is hostile to them. And that isn't to say that every open world game has a hostile world, but every open world game has things to traverse. Even if it's just, using a car and learning the driving physics, like in GTA 4, and mastering the driving physics in that game to better get around the world. Or maybe it's Mirror's Edge and mastering, Mirror's Edge Catalyst, I think, was the open world one, and mastering the abilities to traverse the world. But either way, there was a skill set in exploration. And I think that a lot of people ended up craving that. You can have a linear game that still is interesting on a level design perspective, and retro FPS games prove that. And somehow we lost that over time. Linear games ended up being games that had boring level design. You go from A to B. And yeah, that's boring. There's no reason a game should be like that. And because of that, I kind of think it's a shame that the design, the FPS design that stuck with the genre over the years has been the camera angle, camera position, which would be first person, and the guns, the weapons, the shooting element. And I understand that that's the name of the genre, first person shooter, but there's so much more to the idea of a first person shooter outside of just those core mechanics. And they got lost in the 90s. Level design, enemy design, weapon typing. Everybody talks about Doom. How did I get that lost? Everybody talks about Doom when you talk about weapons. They had a weapon for each enemy, and then they had the enemy set up in fashion that created like a chessboard, a chess match, where you had certain skills that could be used to take down certain enemies, but you had to plan out which enemies were more dangerous to take out first. And it was like a little puzzle. And not only is it the granddaddy of this idea, but it's a really good idea. So good that it continues to be pointed towards. And yet nobody acts on it. It is still extremely rare to see a first-person shooter go back to that puzzle shooter design. And it's a shame because, we ended up with a bunch of military shooters. And I understand from a realism perspective that, that's a little difficult to change up enemy types and to make different types of weapons viable for different enemies. I mean, Bungie did a really good job of this in the Halo series with the sniper rifle, assault rifle, shotgun triad. We're gonna go triad on that one. Each one had a specific job to do, and each one countered each other as a rock paper scissors system. And so they made interesting decisions in weapon choice. No! Dang, that sucked. But yeah, they brought back interesting weapon choice decisions for the player. And it showed. I mean, Halo was phenomenally successful. I'm still not a big fan. I've played the first two and story mode and campaign, and it just, I'm not going to say it isn't my cup of tea, but it just never caught me. But I can still appreciate the fact that they did something that still hasn't really been replicated. I don't want to say that. It has been replicated because every game has sniper rifle, shotguns, and an automatic weapon. Even Call of Duty has that. But Call of Duty popularized, and a lot of other games copied this, they popularized the linear progression system. You might have your rock, paper, scissors triad between those three types, but within those types, there are shotguns that are better than other shotguns. There are pistols that are better than other pistols. Sniper rifles better than other sniper rifles. And those decisions are not interesting. You take the weapon that does the most damage, has the furthest range, whatever. There is an objectively better weapon in this situation. Hey there, one viewer, new viewer. We are playing Catacomb Armageddon, a first-person shooter from 1991 made by Sunsoft, and is a sequel to an id first-person shooter that came out before Wolfenstein, which is pretty cool. Usually a lot of people misattribute Wolfenstein as being the first-person shooter. But not only was it not, there was a two or three that came from id. You know, even id worked on some before Wolfenstein. And I was just rambling on about your copyright. Huh. Is this where I started? Yep. But yeah, you know, linear weapon design. Where you have multiple shotguns. And one is objectively better than another. It just has better stats across the board. That's not interesting. But unfortunately, that's what a lot of first-person shooters ended up being. Try to take out as many of these as I can before time runs out. I think that's all of them. Alright. Now we're cooking. I'm gonna have to heal soon. But see, even, you know, I was talking about the this game having less healing potions, trying to make it more difficult possibly. And even with the lower healing count, I'm still not in any danger. I mean, 55 healing potions is more than enough to get through the next 10-15 levels. I only take one per level tops. Usually it's not even. I am in no danger of running out of potions. So it just feels more restrictive, more difficult at the beginning, but then, you know, the power creep comes in, so... I guess all in all, it really isn't that different from the first game. Just a slightly lower number. That looked like the main boss from the last game. But I guess that wasn't the main boss from the last game. It looks like him though. Hurts though. No, I guess that's just a new enemy type. It says hidden treasure room, yet it has a key that I'll probably need, required to get out of here. Okay, so green opened this one if I remember right. Yep. Oh, I didn't know I hit that, but I guess it did. It's okay. I did not need it, but that should be that. Let's get out of here. Flaming Inferno. Animated wall patterns. There are wall textures. Well, I guess it'd be sprites in this scenario. Honestly, as cool as the tech probably was, I'm finding it to be extremely annoying. It is taking something that is already visually difficult to read and making it even more difficult to read. I don't really blame them for doing it though. It is cool, and I believe it was the first time it was done. But it is, in my eyes, it's real bad design. Alright. So that's blue key, and I will never be able to find it again. Hey, let's get out of here. So we go from flames to a river. They're gonna use the same enemy from last time, huh? Yep, I would wager so. Oh, no. We got new enemies. which honestly shouldn't surprise me, but I would like to see a return to that mechanic though. Yep, that guy right there. Alright, so it's the same mechanic, different enemy. That's great. Whoa! Not the same enemy. This one breathes fire. Ah, dang. Oh, man. So as usual, I am fairly lost. Although the destroying walls are removing any sort of landmark system I can make. I guess I can count myself lucky though that some of these chests are helping me find new areas. I guess I gotta pay attention to these names again. Come on, something like that has to have been important. I don't even remember what key I needed for that. Come on, please give me a key down here. Yes. Alright, now I have no idea where the other door was, which is excellent. That's where I came from. Alright, so that must be over here somewhere. I'll find it again. I'm lost already. The other thing is, I can't, with these enemy types that drop back into the water, I can't retrace my steps based on, you know, corpses. Which sounds real morbid, but it works very well in this instance. If I can find my way around again, I will never make it back to the red door. Wait, there's another red door? You know, I have a real bad habit of saying things at the worst timing. Alright, so Southern Canal is red door. There we go. Northwest. No, I need Southern. Alright. Says Southern Canal. What am I, just like one door off? What'd I tell you? What'd I tell you? Alright, so it's gotta be in the southwestern, right? Alright, let's take it slow and see if I can't figure out. There we go. Now I got it. And let's get out of here. Let's go to the backwaters. Okay, this is not the backwaters. This is the front hall of the Crystal Maze. Another animated. Yeah, you ain't fooling me. Yep, blood. Oh, no, no, no. That was easy enough. Red key right off the bat. Alright. Red door? Yep. Alright. I just noticed that my head drops down when I get into an intense firefight. Another red key. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Cheap shot. What do you got? Radar 2? I get it. I will say that so far, the water level is pretty nasty, but this one's not too bad as far as the blow up the walls to find the way maps go. No health potions. Alright, that happens sometimes. Might just be me, but I feel like the enemies are more aggressive this time around too. Well, that was annoying. Entry to the Ramparts of Nemesis. Let's see if this is the final level. If it is, I think I'm just going to push through, and if it's not, then the Ramparts of Nemesis was actually a level. Oh, yep. I was reading that all wrong. No, so we got 3 more left. Alright, let's push through it. Let's push through it. That was the wrong button. You know, I never really realized that. But they did give the zappers a bonus, so to speak. A reason to use it over the basic attack. Well, that sucked. And that is that with the basic attack, it stops your movement. But with the stream that comes off from the zappers, you don't. So you can freely move with it. And I think that's kind of dumb. It feels a little more at home in the Catacomb series of games when you look at the Gauntlet ones, but it's a feature that was removed from the previous title. Catacomb 3D had it. And as far as I'm concerned, if you're going to change something to make it more appealing, you don't reduce the power of something else to accomplish that. And I know it's a different genre, but that's kind of fighting game balancing 101. And I think Blizzard has even been attributed to saying this as well when they balance their World of Warcraft PvP stuff. You don't necessarily want to reduce everybody down to a level. Oh, you know, it might have been League of Legends. You don't want to nerf everybody down to the same level. You want to bring everybody up. You want to make other characters more fun to play. You don't want to make the current fun characters boring to play. That's where I came from, right? Yeah. And that's the problem here, is that they made the zapper more appealing by weakening your basic attack. And that's just not good. Gate room to certain termination. That is a name that's worth saving too. Normally I save only at the beginning of levels. I don't want to go around save scumming these games if I can avoid it, but at the same time, losing progress is not something I am looking forward to. Especially when it's half of a level at least. and when I'm already constrained for time. I have, give or take, an hour left to finish these last 3 levels. I cannot wait until we play our first mouse look game. This digital turning, it's, you know, with the what do they have, the quick turn, it works, and for the time, I'm sure it was fantastic. But when we get to, I don't know if I'll do it for Wolf, but when we get to Doom, I'm probably going to use a source port for some mouse aim. To the Chambers of Final Conflict. Now that's interesting. It says Chambers of Final Conflict. I was pretty sure there's a level after this. I hate to pull up a walkthrough again. This level should be called Fortress of Nemesis. Oh, and then Passage to the Surface. Yeah, there's a level afterwards where you walk to, you know, the end. You escape the Catacomb. I forgot the Catacomb Abyss did that as well. So here we got a boss fight coming up. What does that mean? I've never heard that sound before. Oh, come on. Are you kidding me? Alright, you're gonna get annihilated. I know I froze time on you, sir, but this is your payment for blocking my path. Only takes 3 hits to stop you, and you're about to get hit with 15. What? And you dodged them all? That actually made me more upset that it dodged it all. I guess the sound it makes when you kill someone who has a key? I don't know. Alright, this is it. Is that it? Wait, I need a red key. What? Did I? Sonic boom is usually important. That is text message, and I don't get text messages very often. They're always from family, so I tend to check on them even if I'm streaming. It's just real important. I make sure everything's alright, and it is. Alright, so what in the world? I remember hearing the I dropped the key sound in that third in the battle with Nemesis. I heard it before I killed Nemesis, and I know Nemesis dropped one. But where did it go? Alright, maybe it was a glitch. Let's load the game and do this battle again. I'd be real interested to see you get out of this one. Alright. Are you kidding me? Dude, they both dropped one. But I can't pick up the second one. Now I'm kind of getting the feeling that that's a bug. actually lagged the game. Let's see if this works. And I need another one. Secret access to the surface. Alright. Just because I need to get out of here. This is very weird. So I think what I'm gonna end up doing is just warping to the next level. Yep, I'm supposed to be able to pick up both of the keys on this floor. I'm gonna give this level one more shot. I got them both this time. Okay. Alright, this is working a lot better than last time. Now we got our 2 keys to get out of here. I don't know what was going up with it last time. Glad I got that figured out though. And this new area where we should see, if it was like last time, we should see our cheat codes on this one. We can find the hidden place if they have one, you know. Oh, that's cool. I still find it strange they give you health potions on a level that has no enemies. Alright, so we got these house wall textures again. The world shall know of your courage. Your name will be honored forever. Congratulations, O mighty warrior. Continue forward toward freedom, the final approach to the surface. I'm finding secret area though. Shoot every single one of these curtains if I have to. Although maybe I'm thinking of 3D. I honestly don't remember. You know what? Just to save some time, I'm gonna look at this map. I know it's kind of cheating, but there is no secrets in this one, it looks like. Nope. Okay, that saved me a couple of minutes to just shoot these things. Dang, I can't remember if that was 3D or Abyss now. It just played every sound effect. You have emerged totally victorious over the evil nemesis. Oh, and then it just exits out. Alright, so that is Catacomb Armageddon. I probably will not be streaming next week on Monday and Wednesday. I'm still working on the next episode of Steam Input Essentials. I'd like to get that out by the end of next week, so I'm going to put as much time as possible toward that. However, next Friday, be sure to check in. We will be finishing up this trilogy with Catacomb Apocalypse. Apparently they've gone full camp in it. I did a little bit of looking at screenshots and stuff like that, seeing if there's anything different control-wise or anything, if they're just kind of pushing with the same thing here. And looks like we go into the future. We fight some robots and stuff, so that seems pretty cool. And then after that, we have a couple of oddball games here and there. There's an arcade game that I'm not going to play, but I want to look at for a little bit. And a DOS game, nope, a PC Engine 98 first-person shooter dungeon crawler called Star Cruiser 2. I'm going to see if I can't find a copy of that and see about emulating that. I know it's a Japanese-only game, and there is a fan translation for it, and we'll see how that goes. Worst case scenario, though, we'll just do what we do with the arcade game I was looking at, and we'll just look at a couple YouTube videos, maybe discuss some of that, and then move on. And I think moving on, Wolfenstein 3D is coming up pretty soon. I don't know if it comes right after Catacomb Armageddon, nope, Apocalypse or not, but Wolf 3D, I think that's the first one. Spirit Destiny is the sequel, I think. That'll be coming up in the next 2 or 3 weeks. So excited to look forward to that. Alright, I hope y'all enjoyed what you saw today, and I'll catch y'all next week. Friday, 12 noon Eastern Standard, we will be continuing with Catacomb Apocalypse. Thank you very much.